For more than 2 centuries, Britain and the United States have been described as allies, partners, even family. They speak the same language. They share culture, trade, and intelligence. But behind the smiles and handshakes lies a quieter struggle, a long, strategic rivalry fought not with armies, but with influence, economics, diplomacy, and power. This is the story of Britain versus the United States, the other great game. The rivalry began with rebellion. In the 18th century, Britain ruled the most powerful empire the world had ever seen. Across the Atlantic, 13 colonies were meant to serve that empire to provide resources, markets, and loyalty. But Britain taxed without representation. It ruled from afar. And in 1776, the colonies broke free. The American Revolution was not just a war for independence, it was the first crack in Britain's imperial dominance. For the first time, the empire had lost a major colony and a new power was born. Peace did not mean trust. In 1812, Britain and the United States fought again. British ships stopped American trade. American leaders dreamed of expanding north into Canada. Washington burned. Battles raged on land and sea. The war ended in a draw, but the message was clear: America would not bow to British power again. 2 nations now stood on separate paths, one guarding an old empire, the other building a new one. During the 1800s, Britain ruled the world's oceans. The United States expanded across a continent. They competed quietly over trade routes, over influence in Latin America, over naval power. Britain watched carefully as American industry exploded. Factories, railroads, and steel turned the United States into an economic giant. By the end of the century, Britain was still powerful, but America was catching up fast. The Great Game was no longer about colonies. It was about who would lead the world. The 20th century changed everything. In 2 world wars, Britain and the United States fought side by side. But the balance of power shifted forever. Britain emerged exhausted, its empire weakened, its economy drained. The United States emerged stronger than ever with unmatched industry, military power, and global reach. The dollar replaced the pound. Washington replaced London. Britain had won the wars but lost the race for global leadership. After 1945, the rivalry transformed. Britain became America's closest ally, sharing intelligence, military bases, and strategy. But this special relationship was unequal. America led. Britain followed. The Great Game continued not as open rivalry, but as influence behind closed doors. Today, Britain and the United States remain partners. But history tells a deeper story. One empire gave birth to another. One global power slowly handed the torch to its former colony. This was not a war of conquest, but a silent struggle for dominance. And in this other great game, the battlefield was the world itself.